Hey everyone, welcome back to Greg's Natural Health, where we dive into holistic ways to support your body's innate healing potential. I'm Greg, and today we're talking about complementary and alternative approaches that some people explore alongside conventional cancer care. These include dietary strategies, herbal supports, and emerging ideas from preliminary research. Before we get into it, let's be crystal clear. I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. Nothing here is meant to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease, including cancer. Many of these ideas come from lab studies, animal research, or anecdotal reports, but some haven't been tested in large human trials. Always consult with your healthcare team before trying anything new. They know your unique situation best. If something doesn't have strong clinical evidence, it might not be right for everyone, and it could interact with your conventional treatments. That said, I personally lean toward holistic oncology, which integrates natural supports with standard care. We'll chat about that and how to find those practitioners later. All right, let's jump in. Cancer is complex. It's basically when cells grow out of control. Many complementary approaches aim to create an environment where abnormal cells struggle while supporting your overall health. We'll cover diet first. Starting with dietary protocols, one idea that's gained attention is long-term fasting, like water fasts lasting several days into weeks under supervision, starving the cancer of its fuel. Preliminary research suggests fasting might trigger autophagy. That's your body's way of cleaning out damaged cells and recycling parts. It could also lower insulin and growth factors that some abnormal cells rely on. But remember, fasting isn't for everyone, especially if you're undergoing treatment. Talk to your doctor. Closely related is the ketogenic diet, a high-fat, moderate-protein, very low-carbohydrate way of eating that shifts your body into ketosis, where it burns fat for fuel and produces ketone bodies. This ties directly into avoiding excess glucose. Many cancer cells rely heavily on glucose for energy through a process called the Warburg effect. They prefer fermentation even when oxygen is present. By drastically cutting carbs, the ketogenic diet lowers blood glucose and insulin levels, potentially starving those glucose-dependent cells, while healthy cells can adapt to using ketones. Preliminary lab and animal studies, plus some small human trials, suggests this metabolic stress might slow abnormal cell growth, enhance oxidative stress in cancer cells, and even improve tolerance to treatments like chemotherapy or radiation in certain cases. Recent meta-analyses and reviews indicate potential benefits like reduced fatigue, better metabolic markers, and synergy as a complementary approach. Though results vary by cancer type, and some studies show mixed outcomes, like possible effects on metastasis in specific models. Human evidence is still emerging and not definitive, so this isn't a one-size-fits-all strategy. Increasing alkalinity is another angle. The theory is that a more alkaline body pH might not favor abnormal cell survival, as some cancers seem to prefer acidic conditions. You can try this with alkaline-rich foods like leafy greens and lemons, or mix a quarter teaspoon of baking soda in your morning water. Positive cancer-fighting evidence from increasing your alkalinity from human studies is limited. Don't forget cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts. These contain compounds like sulforaphane, which early research indicates may activate detox enzymes, promote cell death in abnormal cells, and even block their spread. Aim for a few servings daily. They're nutrient, powerhouses. Moving to oxygen-boosting ideas. Cancer cells often adapt to low oxygen environments, so increasing oxygen might disrupt that. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy involves breathing pure oxygen in a pressurized chamber. Some small studies suggest it could enhance the effects of other treatments by making abnormal cells more vulnerable to damage, but more research is needed. Now, let's talk about supporting your liver, which filters toxins and supports detox. Gentle liver cleansing with things like dandelion tea or lemon water might help, but always mildly. Milk thistle, with its active compound silymarin, has antioxidant properties that lab studies show could protect liver cells and even slow abnormal cell growth by interfering with their division cycles. Apricot kernels contain amygdalin, which some anecdotal reports claim breaks down into compounds that target abnormal cells selectively. However, this is highly controversial. No large human trials support it, and there's risk of cyanide toxicity, so proceed with extreme caution, if at all. Herbs and supplements are big in complementary care. Curcumin from turmeric is anti-inflammatory and, in lab tests, may inhibit pathways like NF-κB that help abnormal cells survive and spread. Pair it with black pepper for better absorption. Green tea's EGCG is another antioxidant hero. Preliminary studies suggest it could block blood vessel growth to tumors, angiogenesis, and induce cell death. Ashwagandha, an adaptogen herb, helps manage stress, which can indirectly support immunity. Lab studies indicate it might promote apoptosis, programmed cell death in abnormal cells. Mushrooms like shiitake, reishi, and turkey tail contain polysaccharides that early research suggests could boost immune cells like natural killer cells, helping them target abnormal growths. Japanese medicine is at the forefront of using mushroom compounds to fight cancer. High-dose vitamin C via IV is intriguing. At high levels, it acts as a pro-oxidant, generating hydrogen peroxide that might be more toxic to abnormal cells than healthy ones, based on lab and small animal studies. But oral vitamin C doesn't reach those levels. There's something out there called the Joe Tippens protocol. It stems from one man's story. He combined fenbendazole, a veterinary dewormer, with vitamin E, CBD oil, and curcumin after a cancer diagnosis. Anecdotal reports like his suggest it helped, but he was also in a clinical trial for immunotherapy, so it's hard to pinpoint. Fenbendazole, in preclinical lab and animal studies, may impair cancer cell energy metabolism, restrain migration, and induce cell cycle arrest, leading to death. However, human evidence is very limited, no large trials, and some studies show mixed or no effects. Speaking of emerging research, there's growing interest in antiparasitics like ivermectin and fenbendazole. Preliminary lab studies on ivermectin suggest it could inhibit cell proliferation, induce apoptosis, cell death, and modulate pathways like Wnt beta-catenin that support abnormal cell growth. Animal models show potential synergy with other treatments, but clinical human data is sparse. Ongoing small trials, but no definitive proof yet. Fenbendazole similar, promising in vitro in the lab by targeting microtubules and metabolism, but again lacks robust human validation. Remember, these haven't been through extensive human trials for cancer, so they're not standard recommendations. Exciting potential, but we need more science. Acupuncture, The traditional Chinese practice involves thin needles at specific points. It's not directly attacking cancer, but research shows it might modulate the immune system and reduce treatment side effects like nausea and ease pain by influencing nerve signals. Wrapping up, these complementary approaches, from diet to herbs and beyond, aim to support your body's defenses holistically, but they're just that, complementary and not yet considered replacements for proven care. If you're drawn to holistic oncology, look for board-certified integrative oncologists or naturopathic doctors specializing in oncology. Check directories from the Oncology Association of Naturopathic Physicians, ONCANP, the Institute for Functional Medicine, IFM, or cancerchoices.org. They can guide safe integration. I'll have links for these and some of the mentioned supplements below. If this resonated, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. And check this video here for more natural health tips. Stay empowered, and remember, your health journey is yours. See you next time.